Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. You can see here I'm at home in my guest room, and as promised, if you look behind me, you can see my little Winnie the Pooh piggy bank. I also have some Winnie the Pooh paraphernalia all over for those of you who saw my post on middle school. So today is Wednesday. Today's a little bit different. You will not have to check in all your classes today. What you are going to do is at 8:30, hopefully you will have touch base with your advisory teacher. For some of you guys, that's me, and that's exciting that I get to see you on advisory too. But Wednesdays are a little bit different. So the first thing you're going to want to do, like always, is go to Canvas. And then once you're here, you're going to want to go to our course, Lit Comp 9. Once you're into the course, as I said, you do not have to do attendance on Wednesday, so there's no need to click on that. You just want to go right to modules, which is going to tell you what we're doing today. And then once you're into modules, you'll see that you have a Wednesday. It'll say connection instruction, just like before. And when you click on that, you'll see, of course, this video that's going to be there, and also just some written directions. So it just says next week, we're going to talk about grammar and starting grammar on Wednesdays, but don't worry about that today. Today, you're just going to have your discussion, just going to have your assignment. As always, let me know if you have questions. My office hours on Wednesday are a little bit different because the afternoons are dedicated to teachers working with other teachers. So I will be available in the morning through email or on the Canvas discussion page from 9:15 to 10:45. I might be available via email later. It's just not guaranteed because I'm not sure what my principal has for me and what other teachers are going to need from me too. So if you need anything, don't forget, you can always ask and let me know. So for today, I'm just going to click next here. And if you don't know that with modules, each module should have a next button. So I don't have to go back to the module and see what's going on next. I can just click the next button. It will bring me to our discussion for today. I love to eat. I love to cook. So I wanted to know a little bit about you guys and how you cook rice. We read in our first read aloud that rice is a universal food. Almost every single culture eats some sort of rice, and the United States does too. So I'm curious how your household cooks rice. There's lots of different ways you can do it. And there's some inspiration here if you want to see how some people cook rice. So you're just going to, again, click reply. You can type this out, absolutely. You can make a video of yourself talking, absolutely. You can make a video of yourself cooking rice. Maybe you want to give the adults in your household a break and you want to cook some rice today. That's awesome. If you have rice in your house, you could do that for them and make a little video for us. Anything is possible. Make sure that you are using the upload media here. If you put something on your YouTube channel, which you have through BSD, you can link your YouTube channel here. If you just want to take a quick picture, you could embed the image here and make sure we can all see it there. All right, so that is the first thing we are going to have you do today. And then the next thing, which I don't think it's letting me click because my little picture's there. So let's see, let's make that a little different. I'll push next, make my screen normal again. And here I'm going to ask you to do some actual work today. So Wednesdays you typically are going to be doing grammar. You're going to read your choice reading book and do a little bit of writing. You don't have your choice reading book today. So instead of reading for 30 to 45 minutes, which is what I'm going to ask you to do on Wednesdays, you're going to create a list of books to read. So yesterday you told me a little bit about reading. Today you're figuring out, what do I want to read? Of course, we read a lot in this class, and I wrote instructions here, but I'm just going to talk you through them too. So I want you to gather a list of books you'd like to read. There's no parameters. It can be any kind of reading that you want. I do want you to think about having kind of a balance, or what I call like a reading diet, which means like sometimes I have a super easy book that I read with my fifth grader. We read together, or even my second grader, we read books together. And then sometimes I read high school books, and those are kind of my easier books. I try to have a really hard book, and sometimes those hard books will take me like 6 months to read because I read them so slowly. And that's okay too. So there's different types of books. And I want you to think through what types of books you would like to read, like a book to challenge yourself, a book that's just right, and then a book that you just like because it's easy. I like to think of it kind of like my watch list, or in like Netflix or, Hulu or whatever. I have, all these different shows that I watch, and it kind of depends what I'm in the mood in on what I'm going to read. That's what you kind of need to. So in order to make the list, you're going to need to see what's kind of out there. And you guys don't know a lot of the books that are out there. So that's what today is going to be about. You're going to go through this slideshow that I have for you, and you're going to click on the links. You're going to see what books are out there, what books you might actually like. You're going to watch some book trailers, which are just like previews for movies, but for books, and start making a list. I expect this to take you about 30 minutes. Feel free to take up to an hour if you're kind of going through things. I want you to at least have 5 books that you are going to read this semester. For 2 of these books, there's going to be expectations for you to actually do something that you will turn into me. For the other 3, that's just for you. And of course, I would love for you to read more. So in the actual slideshow here, I give you my reading log. So if you click on this, you can see all the books that I've read, and I will update this kind of as I go. You can see this is young adult literature, so I put the title here. So if you're looking for like young adult literature, like this was super easy, Famous Last Words. I read that very quickly. And then nonfiction, these are kind of harder books. This Tightrope took me a long time. This is really short actually, the Stephen Hawking's one. Radium Girls, I had to check out like 4 times from the library because I was so slow in reading it. Audiobooks totally count. So if you need to listen or you like to listen, you'll notice some of my books are audiobooks. And then fiction here. So there are some books. And then at the end of my list, I put books I started, but I didn't finish. Sometimes we pick up books, and that's why you want to have at least 5. And I give it about 50 pages. After 50 pages, I'm like, I've spent an hour in this book. If you don't like it, we're going to stop reading it. And that's okay. Just like a show, you watch like 3 episodes and everyone's like, it's great. And then you're like, I can't get through the 3rd episode. Reading is super, super important. You will see this chart a lot this week. We know by just reading a few minutes a day that students widen their vocabulary, they get higher test scores, their writing improves, and so this shows minutes. So just 10 minutes a day, which is what we're going to be doing at least every day. My goal is that you are reading 10 minutes without me so that everyone is here, that everyone is in the 90th percentile for vocabulary, for testing, for reading. That is my goal for all of you because I want you to be successful. Okay. There are a ton of links here. If you click on this one, this is Miss Blair. She is our BSD librarian, and she has her own channel that has amazing videos about how to place a hold at your library, how to use Destiny, which is our library catalog at Sunset High School, how to use Sora, which is an app I'm going to tell you about on your phone that is free through BSD, and you can get ebooks, you can get audiobooks. She also has some different playlists, I believe. Yep. Books that give joy. So middle school. So some of you guys, if you haven't read in a while, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to read. Maybe you watch a little middle school books and you start with some middle school books. Maybe you're really looking at the Black Lives Matter movement. Maybe you want to go here. Jacqueline Woodson, who we read, has a book here. And then high school, right? Sometimes these ones that she has, books that give us joy, sometimes we just need that because sometimes books are really sad all the time. So watch some of these trailers, see what books look interesting to you, and start gathering a list together. You are also going to be able to check out hard copy books from the Sunset Library soon. So I want you to click on this directions on how to check out ebooks here. But do know in the Jen Blair, she talks about the Destiny Library. That's your Sunset High School library. If there's a hard copy book there, put it on your list. And I might even put in your list afterwards where you found it. You could put like Destiny or Sora or where you located it. Because I like to read certain things hard copy, and you probably do too. So we will be able to get books to you if you need to, which I'm really excited about. Okay, last thing, check out GoodReads. GoodReads is like just a website that people give their reviews. It's kind of like Rotten Tomatoes, but for books. And so here you can kind of go through, this is all young adult books. You can click on them. You can read what other people say about it. You don't have to sign up for anything, even if it asks you to. There's also a lovely list of online resources, which are here. And these are apps like Sora I was talking about that you are going to want to download. You can download them right on your Chromebook. I highly suggest if you have space on a phone that you download them on a phone. You guys should have gotten a library card through Washington County Library, so that's here. So this just has a ton of information and sources. And I know this is a lot, but your goal today is just to click on everything, see what's there, download as much as you can, make a book list, and kind of get out. The last thing I clicked was Amazon wish list and Audible. If your parents are Amazon people and your parents will buy you books, or maybe it is like grandma who lives in Kentucky who buys you books or sends you his books randomly, because that's what adults do. I want you to look through what books those are and create a wish list, because you can share that wish list with your parents, you can share it with your aunt, you can share it with a coach, you can share it with any adult in your life that might buy you a book, so that you can kind of get going. That's all I have for you for today. So you will have, again, I'm going to go back to modules. You will have the discussion about how does your house cook rice. Then you'll have a book to read list. And that's it for Wednesday. So I hope you guys have a great day. I look forward to seeing you. Tomorrow we do have a Zoom on Thursday. Have a great day.